So you're ready to trade your snow boots in for flip-flops and you decided you wanted to move to Fort Lauderdale. Well, you're gonna wanna stick around because in this video, I'm gonna show you the 5 essential things that you need to know before moving here or you might make a terrible mistake. My name's Paul Blasko. I'm a local realtor here in the South Florida area, and I would love to help you with anything real estate. If you're new to the channel, please hit like, subscribe, and the notification bell so you can stay up to date with all of my content, as well as my phone number is gonna be right here on the screen and below in the description. If you also want to book a call directly on my calendar, there's a link in the description as well. So let's get right into it. Without further ado, we're going to talk about the walkability here in Fort Lauderdale. If you decide you want to live downtown in a condo, you could walk downstairs right out of your building straight into an amazing restaurant or bar for a lunch bite, or you can go shopping at any of the stores that are right on the strip of Las Olas. Fort Lauderdale is such a walkable city that in some cases, if you really stay within your area, you might not even really need a car to get around. So if you don't have an office or you work from home or remote, the walkability factor of Fort Lauderdale is great because there's so many shared office spaces like Regis or spaces that are available right in the middle of downtown on Las Olas. There's about 5 or 6 buildings here. So if you want to be able to move to a condo downtown and you want to just walk to your office, you can get a shared office space for a few $100s a month and you could walk to work, go downstairs, grab some lunch, walk back up to work, and then walk right back home. It's also great because if you want to go out, grab some drinks with your friends, you can go to the bar. You don't have to worry about driving or paying for an Uber. You just literally walk downstairs, head over to any of the 100 bars that are right on Las Olas, grab some drinks and some dinner, and then just walk back home. The walkability in Fort Lauderdale is definitely one of my favorite aspects about the city, just because you can hang out, you can ride your bicycle, you can rollerblade along the Las Olas River, you can go shopping, you can do so many different things without having to drive a car, and in some cases with the traffic down here, the walkability is very nice. The next thing we're going to talk about is the outdoor lifestyle in Fort Lauderdale. If you lead a very active lifestyle or you don't lead an active lifestyle, living in Fort Lauderdale really might get you going. Between all the outdoor activities that we have to offer here, like golfing, basketball, tennis, and pickleball, which is very huge here, you're really going to start to lean into that active lifestyle as there's just so many activities to do. With it being great weather all year round, there's really no excuse to be sitting around in the house. If you're moving here from out of state and you love to golf, and in the winter you can't go to the golf course because of the snow, you're really going to love Fort Lauderdale because there's golf courses everywhere. Same with pickleball. There's pickleball courts going up all throughout the city, and it's really becoming a very popular sport here for all age ranges. There's about 89 golf courses in Fort Lauderdale. Some of them are private, some of them are public, so you might have to get a membership depending on what kind of place you want to be. If it's a country club or just a public golf course to play with your friends, you're really going to love Fort Lauderdale because this golfing is such a huge community down here. You can run up and down the Las Olas River, you can rollerblade, you can ride your bicycle, you can do so many things to help get you into that active moving lifestyle that you might want or you might already have. I would give Fort Lauderdale a 10 out of 10 for leading an active life. If you love boating, you're really gonna love Fort Lauderdale because the boating community is absolutely amazing. Now, there's tons of boat slips all throughout the city, and there's so many homes that have water access, like deep water access and boat slips, that if you have a boat or you wanna get into boating, this is a really great city to be able to do that. Boat rentals and boating clubs that you could be a part of in the Fort Lauderdale area that are relatively cheap, under $500 a month, that you could pay a monthly membership and have access to a boat slip with a ton of different models of boats and jet skis to be able to hop on with the family and go every weekend or every day, really whatever you want to do. But since the canals run through Las Olas and the intercoastal all the way out to the ocean, there's really so much you can do. If you love fishing, Fort Lauderdale also is going to be a great place to you because of the boating community here. There's so many docks to fill up at gas, there's bait stations, there's fishing charters, and that kind of ties into the outdoor lifestyle aspect of living in Fort Lauderdale. But it's really a great place to be if you want to get into that. If you're coming from out of state with a boat and you don't want to get rid of it, you're coming to the right place. All right, now let's talk about the location and the beaches. Now, Fort Lauderdale Beach is a very popular place. A lot of people come from out of town to visit and out of the country to visit Fort Lauderdale Beach. The beach over here is packed with tons of bars, tons of restaurant and nightlife, so you can go out to the Fort Lauderdale Beach basically 7 nights a week and you would never get bored. It's a great place to come and visit with the family. It's a great place place to have your family from out of town come and visit. And if you love going to the beach, then you're really gonna love Fort Lauderdale. Now, the location of Fort Lauderdale is in a really great place. We have West Palm Beach to the north, and that's about 30 to 45 minutes with traffic. And then we have Miami to the south, which is about the same. Now, Fort Lauderdale has a major international airport, so that's great if you wanna come to and from out of the state or out of the country. You really have a huge hub that's very close to you. This also helps when you have family and friends visiting from out of the state or out of the country. They can come right to Fort Lauderdale International, and it's about 20 minutes away from downtown, so it's very close. All right, now let's go on about the weather here in Fort Lauderdale. The weather overall is very beautiful. Tons of people come to Florida to visit, and all the people from up north come to stay here every winter because we really do have great weather. Usually the winters here in Fort Lauderdale are from the 50s to the high 70s. That's one of the reasons that we get so many snowbirds, and people from out of town love to come for the winter, because it's really in 50-degree weather. You can still walk out with a t-shirt and board shorts and go to the beach. Now, you might get a little chilly, but you're not freezing in 0 or negative temperatures. On average, our temperature is the high 80s to the low 90s with a slight breeze. It's great weather. It's not too hot. It's not cold. It's really a perfect tropical climate. Now, in our summers, we get a little high into the 90s, and with the humidity mixed in, it feels like 105 degrees sometimes. But more recently, the humidity hasn't been too bad, but it is definitely one of the things here in Fort Lauderdale that you're gonna feel. If you got any value from this video, please hit like, subscribe, and the notification bell to stay up to date with all of my content. I release new videos every week. If you have any questions, or you wanna get more information about properties here in the Fort Lauderdale area, or you wanna know more about South Florida in general, you can call me. This is my cell phone number right here below on the screen. My contact information and direct calendar link is in the description as well. If you haven't seen any of my other videos, or you want to go straight to a playlist of everything you need to know about South Florida, hit this playlist button. It'll take you to a playlist of every video I've come out with so far.